Gutter Trash is a proud member of the Comics Podcast Network. Hello, welcome to Gutter Trash. My name is Eric.
I'm Jason.
This is episode 53, Daredevil Yellow, by our buddy, Jeph Loeb.
Loeb and
Tim Sale. How you doing?
I'm excellent.
Good to hear.
Feeling good.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's alright then.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, I wanted to wish you ill will.
Really?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's been one of those days.
Really?
Yeah.
Bad day?
Not a bad day, just I'm tired of people. Just tired of everyone.
I saw you were playing Grand Theft Auto when I came in. Were you running over people just to take you out your frustration?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. It's it's the reason why I have those games, yeah, pretty much.
You had to interact socially today, didn't you?
No, I didn't have to. But, and I didn't. At least not on any great basis or anything like that. And what I did wasn't a negative experience by any means.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just in one of those general moods where I'm just fed up with the human race in general.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, they are.
You can't get away from them.
Nope. You got little kids who want to be Dog the Bounty Hunter and, well, I mean, that really should say enough right there.
Yeah. That's a role model for our youth here. Well, I gotta admit, he does have a sweet, sweet mane.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Very true. Gotta love the time and attention that he takes to that mullet.
I would call it a power mullet.
It is definitely a power mullet.
It is up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Upper echelon of mullets I've seen.
One of the finest.
Yeah.
One of the finest.
And one of the most well-known.
Oh, yeah.
As far as current.
Yeah.
Right. Because, I mean, like, even like, I'm sure Winger have shaved their mullets now. They probably have, like, some long hair.
Right.
They might have... Maybe there might be one mullet in the band still.
Right.
But most people that are from that era have, like, moved on.
Right. There's they still do fancy things with their hair, but yeah, it's definitely... It's no longer exactly a mullet.
Right.
And like you said, yeah, probably like the bass player still has one or something like that. Well, I guess in Winger that would be Winger. But other bands,
I saw Poison a few years ago.
Right.
No mullets.
Right.
I mean, maybe you could say Bret Michaels had a mullet, except for he's bald on top.
Right.
Which automatically includes.
Oh, that's a skullet.
It is a skullet.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. But yeah, even the drummer, he had like just like short hipster indie rock hair.
Right.
And the bass player had like just super short hair. Like, businessman short hair.
Right.
And then,
High and tight.
Yeah. CeCe DeVille never had a mullet, ever.
Yeah.
Which, gotta love that. But.
Impressive.
Yeah. So,
well, Bret Michaels, though, hasn't he always worn some sort of headpiece in addition to the hair?
On some of
maybe like in the early stuff he didn't.
Some of the Look What the Cat Dragged In videos, he doesn't have anything on his hair.
Okay.
And he just has like big shades and like girls' glitter jackets on.
Right.
But yeah, no headgear. I thought he adopted it because Axl Rose made it huge.
Right.
But I think it was because he was starting going bald.
Well, yeah.
Which is probably why Axl Rose made it huge. Because he was going bald.
He's got hair.
Is that real, though? It's like cornrows, right?
Well, now it's cornrows.
Yeah.
Or dreadlocks or whatever the fuck he has.
Whatever he bought it.
Who knows? He's disappeared from the public eye.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Ooh. Little impromptu gas.
Yes. Well, isn't that the only way gas ever comes out? Impromptu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Very rarely planned.
Unless you're like doing the dude thing where you like walk by your buddy who's like eating cold pizza on the couch, and you're like, "Hey, what you watching?" And you just fart right in front of his face, and you're like, "Ah!" That's purposeful, malicious even.
Yeah, that's never happened to me. Mostly because I've never lived with anyone else. So
me and Doogie have done that on occasion to each other. It's kind of fun.
You seem like you would do that.
I know, and I would never even think to do that to you. It wouldn't be like, well, Eric might find this offensive. I would find it offensive to do that to you. But like me and like every once in a while, I feel this like, you know, special kind of bond with someone.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it's any better than our bond. It's just a different kind of bond where I feel like I can fart on him and he can fart on me.
Right.
And then like we're okay.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Like, I wouldn't even do it to my brother. I wouldn't fart on my brother.
I would, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're comfortable enough that we can fart around each other.
Around each other.
But
in the
not,
vicinity of.
Right. But, not
on.
aiming. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. Yeah, I think that's, the you and Doogie have, well, I mean, you just said that you wouldn't do it to your brother, so that takes away the brotherly thing.
It's
but
weird. And it's not like I have a secret crush on him because I would never fart on my girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah. Unless she specifically wants me to, like some sort of weird kinky thing.
Dutch oven.
Right. I mean, that's hot.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
But maybe that's like some sort of like you didn't go to a college or anything like that, so you were never like in a frat or in a dorm or anything.
Right.
So maybe that's just some sort of primal sort of
animalistic instinct,
roommate sort of connection.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, actually, and the only other person I remember having that same relationship with was my ex-roommate Nick. Yeah, we totally fired on each other.
Yeah. They may just come with the territory.
And he was my first roommate when I was 18.
Right,
moved in with him.
Now, you've got two other roommates, so would you fart on them?
On Mindy and Theo?
Yeah.
I would on Theo, just because he's a little kid, and I feel...
That's hilarious.
Yeah, any sort of, like, domination where you can... you find someone who has less power than you in the world, you can really just give it what for. No, I don't think I'd ever... I farted on my dog before.
Well, that's also, different.
And like...
I've farted on my cats before, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll be like, we'll be playing playing fetch or whatever, ball in the basement, and I just like, come here, Uma, and this is purely for my own amusement because no one else is around, and I'll just put my butt right on her forehead, and I just let one rip, and she just like looks up at me like with her tail wagging like, ha ha, that was fun, and I love that about her. That's why dogs are great, Yeah. It's a special kind of thing.
I think we've hit a new low on the show. Just fart talk.
Yeah. It's some sort of weird animal abuse.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I've
Have you had that bond with anyone? The fart bond?
No, not the fart bond. Yeah.
Other than your cat?
Other than my cat, yeah. Which, it's mostly funny because, the reaction of the cat is not like, your dog reacting, like she's wagging her tail or whatever.
Right.
The cat freaks out. You just, it just kind of goes back, the ears go down.
Right.
It's just like, what the fuck was that?
But I bet it's more scared of, like, the noise. Or
yeah.
I mean, it's not like, that was rude, buddy.
No, yeah.
Like,
cats have farted on me before, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst smell in the world.
Cats have puked on me.
That is one of the worst things in the world. In addition to the cat fart smell.
Cat farts. They're gross. Yeah.
They are rancid.
Dog farts are funny, but I've never smelled them. Like, Uma farts all the time. Like, usually when she hops onto, like, a bed or a couch, she'll, like, it'll be a little squeaker, just a tiny little one. Yeah. And, should we move away from the fart talk?
Yeah, let's try. Let's try.
Yeah. All right. I was just thinking I was like, we could go I could go a full hour talking about the farts. Oh, man. And plus, I'm a vegetarian. I eat a ton of beans.
So vegetarians are naturally gassy.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
It goes through me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find now that I'm at a loss for any other thing to talk about.
You want to move back into the fart thing? We seem to...
Well, we're excelling at that. Yeah.
We're expelling at that.
Oh.
Yeah. Anything else exciting going on other than seeing your neighbors emulate the bounty hunters with mullets?
Not really. Yeah, just
doing some coloring, I saw.
Did some motherfucker.
That's Cleveland beer doing that right there.
Straight from Lake Erie.
Yeah, woo!
And into my lungs. Just like Lake Erie.
It is.
And Cleveland.
Yeah. I have only been to Cleveland once. Years back.
Been there twice, and both times, I may have mentioned this on the show, I don't remember, but Cleveland has an odor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's rank, much like a fart.
Does it? Yeah, I was gonna say, how does it go up with cat farts?
Cat farts are still infinitely worse.
Worse than Cleveland.
Worse than Cleveland.
You've heard it here first. Yeah. Not worse than Gary, Indiana, though, I'm sure.
No, Gary, Indiana is pretty awful.
Just right over a cat fart.
Yeah. What was that talking about?
Color.
Oh, yeah, I did some coloring here.
Yeah, that looked good. I've seen it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yum.
No.
So did Frank Miller ever email us?
No.
He's not pissed.
Why would he be pissed? They're his words.
Yeah, it's true. Very true. Well, I think we added to them, though. We were like, giving our comments about his delivery of those words.
We've been doing that since day one.
Yeah.
Or at least since the day we heard that the first time.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Now all we've done is just present it to the 4 people in our audience who've never heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to call them the public.
Yeah.
Those 4.
Well, I'm pretty sure the public itself actually heard those on NPR a long time ago.
Do you think they're bigger than us?
Yeah. Yeah,
really?
I think that.
Okay.
Yeah. Not by much.
It's because of the commercials, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We need to get out there.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do local business commercials. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't understand that nobody from around here listens to us. Yeah. We'll try that.
I don't understand.
Oh, speaking of commercials, this is exciting. Let me tell you this.
All right.
Actually, by the time this is listenable by anyone other than me and you, there should be a Mavericks billboard up on Route 35.
Oh, wow.
It's actually a joint billboard, half Game Swap, half Mavericks.
Yeah.
Ron Wiley had someone design it, and Jack split the cost with him.
Yeah.
So apparently it's kind of generic. I have seen the mock-up or the, whatever. There's no, the proof. Yeah. There's no, well, obviously there's no, Spider-Man or any
Right.
actual character, but there's not even, you know how, you'll see a laundromat that's called, Superwash or something, and there's, a
generic
hodgepodge superhero, right?
Well,
Iron Man's suit and Batman's cape or something.
Or, almost Superman, but, the colors are off, or...
Yeah. He has an eye patch.
Right, yeah.
And a wheelchair. There's none of that. It's just our logo and their logo and our address and some colors and a word balloon with our, what we sell. It says comics, games, sports or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
You're driving down the highway at, say, 50 plus miles per hour, and
usually 60.
Yeah. Well, 35 I think is a 55
right.
Road there.
That's what they tell you.
That's what they tell you, but
right.
I certainly do 80.
Right.
But either way, at any speed that you're going down, it's really unsafe to be paying attention to a billboard. So
agreed. Very, very much.
This should really just be, a bare minimum.
Yeah.
Just get your basic information across, and yeah. So
Well, I'm hoping there's usually a lot of traffic jams on 35, like at least in the 5 to 6 o'clock range.
where is this located at?
Just I think it's just east of Woodman Drive. So people going west would see it.
Going west,
Like going into downtown.
going into downtown, so it's going to be on that side.
Yeah. So maybe in the
Okay.
morning. Maybe in the morning people will see it.
35 actually doesn't usually get that bad going into downtown, because why would it?
I don't know.
Because nobody works downtown or goes downtown.
I've only
or lives
noticed it.
in downtown.
I've only noticed it a couple times lately when when I go to Kathleen's, because I take 35, and if I go there some days I get off at 4 and I'll go there around 5, and it seems like going to Xenia is nice and fast, and there's always like a jam going the other way.
See, when I carpool, and I drop my coworker off when it's my weeks to drive, I come home 35, and there's usually heavy traffic between Steve Whalen and Smithville,
All right.
and everything else is fine.
So it's like right after they pass
And
the
that's
board.
like at 5.
Right. So as soon as they pass our
I'm
board,
heading
I'll
towards,
slow down. Towards Xenia.
towards Xenia,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't see it from that direction.
Damn it! Waste of money.
Totally wasted your money. Well, you didn't waste your
Yeah.
money, but it prevented you from having a raise this year.
Oh
didn't it?
yeah. Oh, trust me, lots of things have already superseded that. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know, especially with all the free advertisement I give on here for this
Right.
store, you'd think I'd have a kickback.
Yeah.
Whatevs. Whatevs.
Our vast listenership,
Yeah.
who lives in this area.
Hey, I know a fourth of our listeners half of our listeners have shopped at our store after listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
And before.
And before, of course. Yeah. And I would say 100% of the hosts as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
100% of the hosts have also worked at that place.
That's true. Wow. Yeah. Amazing. Amazing.
Amazing grace. So, tastes like chicken.
Taste like chicken. What was the other one? Oh, what was it? I haven't had this much fun with my pants on. Is that what the Hulk said when he was surfing?
I have no
Red,
idea.
Red Hulk. As much fun as you can have with your pants on or something.
I don't know.
Whatever it was
You're the only one in this room that reads the Hulk, so.
I stopped after Art Adams left.
Are you going to read Ultimate X?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I'll at least look at every panel intently. I don't know if I'll read it. Is that Jeph Loeb?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. There's a cover for the first issue online now.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it the, it's like Sabretooth looking thing
Nope.
running? No.
Nope.
Ooh, what is it?
It's some blonde school kid. He's in school. He's heading towards the bus. He's wearing a hoodie, and he's got books in his hand, and there's a bunch of other school kids around, and I mentioned he's blonde, right?
Yeah.
And he's got Wolverine claws.
Someone prefer claws. Ooh, really? Wolverine claws.
Mm-hmm.
A new Wolverine.
Ultimate new.
Oh, is this the Ultimate Universe?
Yeah. Ultimate X.
Okay.
What would you think? Vertigo? Is that what you thought it was?
I thought it might have been their Epic line, rejuvenated. I wasn't sure. I forgot that it was called Ultimate X in the last 7 seconds. I was like, X Universe, what's it called? So yeah.
So Jeph Loeb is, I think other than Frank Miller, has been the biggest joke that we've had on the show.
Yeah.
So, with the recommendation of one of our listeners, Brian John Mitchell, we are reviewing Daredevil Yellow by Jeph Loeb.
Oh yeah.
Jeph fucking Loeb.
The man.
The man, the legend, the myth.
Yeah. Yeah. What happened to him?
His son died?
But wasn't it right before that he went bad?
Batshit? I don't know.
I mean, and it wasn't a slow process. It was like
Almost immediate.
it was like mayonnaise in the sun.
Yeah.
He went bad fast.
Yeah. I mean, there are people who will tell you that, he was always bad. But, no, he definitely took a nosedive towards awful.
Oh, man.
And it was fucking whiplash. It was so fast.
And that's what bothers me most. And I think we've mentioned this like years ago whenever we were on episode 750. That, he's capable of such great stuff. Like, I loved Daredevil Yellow.
I did not love it, but it was good.
Oh, man.
It was good.
It was darn good.
It was solid. I have issues with it. We'll talk about those.
You have 6 issues.
There are a total of 6 issues, and each of those have multiple issues of
what's wrong with it.
Of what's wrong.
Oh, really? Okay.
But overall, solid story.
Yeah.
Solid. This is not Tastes Like Chicken. This is not whatever the Hulk said.
This is not as much fun with my clothes on. Right. Yeah.
This is pretty close to what he is almost capable of.
Mm-hmm.
This is damn near his Batman stuff, or at least pretty much any other thing that he's done with Tim Sale.
Yeah, I liked this. I'd say, to me, this was in his like top tier. I liked it as much as probably anything I've read by him. I've always had a soft spot for the yellow costume Daredevil.
Right.
I've always loved that costume.
Daredevil is my favorite Marvel character.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I have
You're keeping Rom in mind here, right?
Huh?
You're keeping Rom in mind, right?
He's a close second.
Right, okay.
Close second.
Yeah, he is badass.
And the Micronauts following at the third.
No Machine Man?
No. I find him preachy.
Good call.
Quasar's in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Wendell Vaughn. Those power bands.
I don't know who Wendell Vaughn is.
He's Quasar.
Oh, okay. Did not know that. Didn't know he had a name. Never read a Quasar comic ever.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
That's just how much of a nerd I am. I knew his secret identity.
And his power bonds.
And power bands.
Power bands.
I think power bonds are something different.
I think it's a health bar or something.
It's either that or it's a financial assistant thing.
Oh, that'd be good.
But they're powerful.
I'm Jim McClane, power bond.
Right. Or there's some sort of a kinky fetish thing.
Ooh.
Power bonds.
Wow.
So that she can't escape.
Wow. That is kinky. And illegal. The way you said it.
Well, it's the only way to do it.
Sometimes illegal is the only way to go. Okay. Well,
okay.
So what do you think? What do you think of this book?
It's all right.
Yeah.
I already said it's solid.
But what's your thing?
It's an okay story. I think it's my biggest problem with it is the fact that the structure of the story is Daredevil, present day, writing letters to Karen Page, who is dead, and retelling the story of his past. I don't think that is a necessary angle. I think it is untrue to the character of Daredevil as he is currently.
As he's become, right?
Right. And also, pretty sure Karen Page not that important.
Yeah. Okay.
Having read almost 300 issues of Daredevil, Karen Page being in maybe 10 of those total.
Right.
I mean, the entire Frank Miller run, she is almost non-existent until Born Again, which is after his run ended, and then 4 years later he came back to the character.
Right.
And then she's kind of in the Ann Nocenti run of Daredevil, but very minor.
So I don't really remember her at all.
Yeah.
Like, I've read the Born Again ones, and I've read some of the Ann Nocenti. Those are the ones John Romita Jr. drew, right?
Right.
I read some of those, like the Ultron ones and all that, but I don't even remember her. And I wondered if I was, like, missing something, because I've never really followed Daredevil. Like, I've read bits and pieces. I read all the Frank Miller ones, because I was a Frank Miller fan. But I mostly like, just his look and his character. I don't really know the history and like all the mythos and the whole storyline or whatever.
Well, like I said, Daredevil, my absolute number one favorite Marvel character. So
Yeah.
I have read quite a chunk of change of them.
All right.
And yeah, she's just of all the romantic interests that Daredevil has had. She's never really played that big a part until Born Again. At least like of all the stuff I've read. I mean, maybe when Stan Lee was still writing it, she was a major player, but somewhere between Stan Lee and Born Again, like, she just was not in the book.
Right.
Because Black Widow was a romantic interest for Daredevil.
Obviously Elektra, right?
Frank Miller introduced Elektra. And then some other character that was in there at the same time.
It was Aunt May. It was Aunt May.
It was Aunt May.
That's who it was.
Then, yeah, she was around for the Ann Nocenti stuff, but,
well, maybe she was essential in the, like you said, in the Stan Lee ones, because this is sort of like a love letter to that whole era. Like, I've actually read the first 6 issues of Daredevil years and years ago, and I don't remember them very well. I mean, I remember that, like the Matador and the Owl and the Purple Man were in there, but I don't remember if Karen Page was that involved.
She probably wasn't. I mean, it's Stan Lee. It's he's not exactly known for in-depth characterization and deep storytelling. I mean, he can barely remember the names of his characters.
He does remember that he created Thor, though.
Well, he knows he created them. He just doesn't know what he called them. Peter Palmer.
Yeah. Very true.
Peter Palmer, the Amazing Superman.
Yeah, he's old.
Not back then, he wasn't.
That's true. Well, yeah, he was probably like 40.
30s,
yeah.
40s. Yeah.
Well,
He's got to be in his 80s by now, so 40 years ago. Yeah. But, so basically the whole premise of this character being so important to Daredevil that he has to go through this process in this book that it just doesn't ring true at all, which is, I think, the biggest flaw in it.
Right. I could see that. I wonder if it's like, if he was going for, there's all these elements that have, confused him or like depressed him, like his dad and like, all the other loves of his life, and he's just choosing this one to like get it all out because he's telling the whole story.
Right.
I mean, he tells a lot of like the Karen Page story, but it focuses a lot on his dad too. Like, it sort of starts and ends on his boxer dad who was murdered.
Yeah. But and even at the same time, I don't want to be the big continuity nerd.
Go for it.
But as far as I'm concerned, as much as we've made fun of Frank Miller, back when he was sane as well.
Oh yeah, there was a time.
Yeah, he told the definitive Daredevil origin with Man Without Fear.
Yeah, that was great.
And this contradicts the stuff that Frank Miller laid out. And
I don't mind that. Like, I actually wish superhero comics didn't follow continuity.
Normally, I'm with you, but if you're gonna basically. I don't know. I guess in a roundabout way, I just don't want to read stories about people's past anymore.
Like their origins.
Yeah, and so when you have something that is pretty much so closely tied into the origin of the character,
right?
Go ahead and follow what came before. I mean, you can add to it and you can expand upon it, but don't contradict what happened.
Okay.
Well,
I see what you're saying.
Well, okay, let me put it this way. Basically, Frank Miller established that the Kingpin is the one who killed Daredevil's father.
Right.
And in this, there's no mention of it whatsoever. It directly contradicts what Frank Miller laid out. That's what bothers me.
Yeah, I wonder if this is supposed to take place, like a divergent path, though. I mean, this seems like the only issues of Daredevil that have ever come out are 1 through 7. When this is made, like, I mean, do they mention anything like it really happened later than the early 60s in here. Like, they don't mention...
Well, in all the narration. It's... Then the whole love letter to Karen Page thing is all taking place after the Kevin Smith run of the comic.
Oh, is that when she died?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought maybe she died, like, years back. 80s or whatever. What? I never read the Kevin Smith ones. I didn't know when she died.
That's fine, but, you read the Born Again and the Senti stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that was all, like, early 90s.
What?
Later
No, like I said, I didn't remember that she was even in those.
Okay. Yeah. No.
So I thought maybe, like, this would just... This, like... What I was thinking was maybe after the 60s Daredevil, this is supposed to be, like, another what if, like another path or whatever.
No.
Okay.
This is supposed to be part of his origin.
Right.
But it's told from...
The viewpoint of now.
Right.
Okay.
After she has died. Which...
Was fairly recent, apparently.
Well, I guess if you count 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's pretty
Kevin
recent.
Smith. Yeah. His, short, awful run on Daredevil. Kevin Smith is not good.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. Enjoy some of his movies. I've enjoyed none of his comics.
I don't know that I've ever read any of his comics.
I don't. Although his Green Arrow stuff is kind of enjoyable. Seemed like he actually, he obviously does have a love for Green Arrow, so that kind of came through in that book, but I don't think he much gave a shit about Daredevil.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
People shouldn't write the characters they hate.
Well, he was probably paid quite a bit of money for comics, anyway. Got to work with Joe Quesada, who was licking his asshole at the time. So,
That must be fun.
Well, yeah, for Joe.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
little brown eye for Joe.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Jimmy Palmiotti just looking on in shame. That's why he left.
Really?
That's why he went to DC, became a writer.
Huh?
He was just tired of watching Joe lick people's assholes. So good for Jimmy Palmiotti for escaping.
It's a rough road.
For getting out of that and then persevering.
Yeah.
I like Jimmy Palmiotti a lot.
Yeah.
He's a good writer.
I've never read anything.
He's the best writer that's ever been an anchor. I'll tell you that much.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Carl Kessel, pretty much number 2 in that book, that area. I feel like I've fucking cannonballed this ship.
Let's talk about the story. I like how, like I said years ago, I read the first 6 Daredevils because I love the costume and I just wanted to read them. I like how they just took those issues and made it, I don't know, I guess make more sense. Like the Purple Man seemed cool, and they tied it together with. They made like the superhero elements a lot more in the background though, as far as like it was more about Matt Murdock really than it was about Daredevil. I mean, it was about his relationship with Foggy and with Karen, and I thought that was cool. And I thought the art was amazing as well.
No, the art is great. Tim Sale is fantastic.
He does some amazing splash pages.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
He does. He is quite good at it in every possible way.
And it seemed like you could see John Romita Jr. and Will Eisner influences mixed in, as far as like just the detail and the detail reminded me of Will Eisner, and then like how big everything was reminded me of John Romita Jr.
I don't get any John Romita Jr. at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Like how like especially
maybe some senior. I get some senior.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking like when you see especially like the scenes with battling Jack Murdock, just how big everything looked. It reminded me of just how thick everything looks in John Romita Jr. art.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just kind of reminded me of that. Yeah. But it might be partially to do with seeing the yellow costume too, because John Romita Jr. drew some sweet Daredevil yellow costumes.
Did he?
Yeah.
When?
On the covers, Man Without Fear.
Yeah, I guess he did, but those were all red foil and
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the art was good though.
Oh, the art was good, but he never actually really drew the costume in that story.
Right.
For maybe like a panel.
Right,
I think he did,
yeah.
So that's actually one of my favorite Daredevil miniseries, Man Without Fear. Just because, well, it focuses on Matt Murdock and Foggy and his relationship with him and his father and Elektra and the Kingpin without ever veering. Well, it never really veers into the superhero until like the last half of the last issue.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I read those as they came out, and that's the last time I read them. That was probably like 15 years ago or whatever, 12 years ago.
But as far as this book goes, it's a solid story. It's okay, but I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it really fits into Daredevil.
Right.
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, like being a fan of the character, but not a super fan.
Right.
Like I loved it because I don't remember, what is and what isn't like part of his history, and I just love how like classy all these books that Tim Sale and Jeph Loeb do together are.
Right.
Like the Superman for all seasons.
Oh, I hated that.
Really, I loved it.
Awful.
Man. Loved it.
Awful bullshit.
I might pick it sometime.
Don't. I will be down.
All right. But I just love how classy all their stuff seems. It's very like timeless, maybe. Like
yeah. I definitely agree with that as far as like the two Batman stuff, Long Halloween and Dark Victory. I didn't never read like Spider-Man Blue or Hulk Gray or anything like that.
I read the Spidey. That was good.
I know I did read the first issue of Spider-Man Blue. I did not like it at all. But I think that was just because it was almost the exact same thing as what this was. It was Peter Parker's love letter to Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
And who the fuck needs that?
That is kind of strange.
But
there was something in here, too, that reminded me, when you just said the love letter, there was something that reminded me of, like, how his son died and he needed to, like, deal with that. Like, I mean, this was before his son died.
I believe so, yes.
But,
I'm sure his son was sick at this point, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it talks about how, like, someone close to him was ripped away and he needs to, like, figure out, his whole, the way he feels about it and what it means to him. And I thought maybe he should read this again before he writes anything new.
Right.
Maybe that would help him.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we want to get into this just yet, if we're still talking about Daredevil here. I mean, yeah, I like the story. I think it's good. I just don't think it's great. It's a recommended read, but I don't think it'll be a classic.
No, okay. Yeah.
I mean, other people might, but in my opinion, I don't think so. I don't think it gels with the character of Daredevil. Yeah, gels with the character of Daredevil. And this is not me just being diehard fan about it, because like with Batman or anything, like I'm always willing to accept a variation on the character,
Paul Pope's Batman or whatever.
Right, yeah, and like there have been issues of runs of Daredevil where it was very lighthearted and and then where it's like down in the fucking dirt and
right.
I accept all of that, but and then like even some that are just fucking silly, like Daredevil regaining his sight and being hired by S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, what? Was that like an amalgam comic or
Nope.
something? Really?
Yep.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he got his sight back and joined S.H.I.E.L.D. That was, I think, the last storyline of just before Kevin Smith started writing the book.
Okay.
But I just the fact that it's coming from a place of current continuity, retelling old continuity, it just doesn't gel with either, as far as I'm concerned. For immersing itself so much in that kind of thing.
It seems like, though, like all the Marvel books that Loeb and Sale did, they seem like they're more just connected to each other and nothing else. Like, it seems like each one was just...
But they're not.
I mean, it just seems like they're like, we just want to retell this, like, 60s origin and modernize it and add our style to it.
But they're not doing that.
They're not what? Retelling the origin?
No.
Well, kind of.
Well, not really.
The beginnings. Beginnings.
They're not going out of the way to do a Superman Man of Steel or anything like that. They're just retelling stories that Stan Lee already did.
Right.
And then adding, like,
they skew the angles.
They skew the angles a little bit, but, Jeph Loeb is has admitted that he just doesn't give a shit about continuity, so he just writes whatever the fuck he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And the books that he writes, though, or at least like with this and what little I've read of Spider-Man Blue, he's trying to tell the story from the modern day continuity perspective of the past stories, and it is not gelling with either of them. Okay. And that is my problem with this, and what I think of what Spider-Man Blue would have been had I continued reading it.
I thought maybe they were just like you said, he's ignoring both to an extent and like homaging both to an extent. Like he's taking a little bit from the past and the current, and he's just making his own thing, like which isn't necessarily, truthful or faithful to either one. It's just his version of those two things,
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
Did I say I didn't like it?
I like. No, I don't mean like you didn't like the story. I mean you didn't like the way it didn't tie in with anything. Right. I thought that was fun.
Well, my thing is that if it's not going to tie in with anything, don't have it fucking tie in with anything. Right. Don't pretend that it's tying into shit when your obvious intent is that it's not going to.
Right.
If you're just going to play fast and loose with the rules, just go full fucking hog with it. But just wag your fucking dick at continuity and say, fuck you, this is what I'm doing.
But I mean, he's just thinking...
And not just say, oh, come here, baby. Or, come here, continuity. Let me hold you. Now, fuck you. That's what he's doing. Just go straight away with the fuck you. Just do it.
Right.
Just fucking Elseworlds it up. Fucking max it up. Epic it up. Something.
Right. Well, he's taking elements, though. He's just taking elements. And
then don't.
And then he's ignoring the rest.
Just ignore it. Just do whatever the fuck he wants.
But he didn't even have no basis.
When you look at look at his Batman stuff, the Dark Victory and Long Halloween,
right.
He doesn't give a shit, and straight away you know that. It's just him telling a Batman story that he wants to tell, and they're great.
Right.
They are great. And then you have this, which is trying so hard to connect everything, but then not connecting anything.
Right.
If he would have just put it away in his own little corner and said, this is what I'm doing, fucking amazing, great.
But
do it.
What point would he have started from, though, if he didn't have any sort of...
the same place where he started with, the two Halloween books.
Uh-huh.
Your basic, this is what Batman is. I'm just going to tell my own Batman story. You start out with, this is what Daredevil is. I'm going to tell my own Daredevil story.
Right.
I'm not going to...
Like no Karen Page and no...
Well, no, you do the Karen Page, but don't fucking make it like she's important.
Right.
Don't fucking make it the love letter to Karen Page because she's the greatest character ever in Daredevil, because she's clearly not.
She's not very memorable, at least for me, but I thought...
who the fuck remembers her?
I smoked a lot of weed back then. I literally, this is kind of embarrassing, but I'll admit this freely here. I pieced together the Daredevil run and the Frank Miller Daredevil run. Read them all. I was like, oh, that was really good. And then I sold them to buy weed. I actually literally traded them to a guy for a giant sack of weed.
Okay.
So that was when I was into that. So I can't remember a lot of the history. That's probably why.
Well, no, that's fine. Because I do remember the history, because I read those and kept them, because I didn't buy any weed with it, and I didn't smoke any weed.
Right.
And she's barely in any of those issues that I own, of Frank Miller stuff, of anyone's stuff that I've read.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like...
She is an unimportant character.
Right.
And it's fine if he wants to focus on her if he's only ever read the first 6 issues of Daredevil.
Yeah. That's possible. Yeah.
It's very possible. And that's fine. But don't pretend like he gives a shit about, all the other stuff that came after it. Which is what this book is. It's like he's pretending to try to give a shit about the other stuff when he clearly doesn't. Just let him do his own fucking thing. Or he should have just done his own fucking thing. He should have done a Dark Victory along Halloween where he's just, okay, this is my story. I'm not going to tie it into any continuity. I'm not going to follow up on what Kevin Smith did.
So who did kill Karen Page?
Kevin Smith.
I mean, like, literally? Kevin Smith, the character?
He, Silent Bob.
Right.
Opened up a portal from the Clerks universe into the Marvel universe.
Right.
Via Mysterio.
Oh, good call.
And Mephisto at the same time. Mysterio and Mephisto were fucking each other.
Oh.
And the orgasm caused a rift between the Clerks universe.
Who was the bear between the two?
It's got to be Mephisto.
Yeah. Okay. Really?
Well, bear is something different.
Well, I mean, who's like
the top?
The top.
Is clearly
who's in charge?
Mephisto. Mephisto.
Okay.
Well, Fisto is right in his name.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
No, Bullseye.
Bullseye? Okay.
Yeah.
That bastard.
Yeah.
He kills all the chicks.
Yes, he does. We're going to run really long with this episode, and I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Because we're already at our allotted break time right
now. You could cut out that half an hour of dead time where we both almost fell asleep.
Or the 2-hour-long fart conversation.
No, that was... if you keep anything,
that was
keep
gold,
that.
Yeah.
That's all it's worth keeping, actually.
Okay. So all my bitching about Daredevil Yellow aside, I still like the book.
No.
I still think it's a good story. It's definitely one of Jeph Loeb's better stories.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a problem with the fact that he chose to use continuity as the basis of it when he clearly doesn't care about continuity. He should have just done his own thing.
So he could have just made up a completely separate girl that wasn't even mentioned in the comic.
You could fucking use Karen Page. I don't give a shit because clearly no one else ever did.
Right.
Otherwise, she wouldn't be dead. And she would have been in more than 20 issues that I ever read over the past 12 years.
I did like how they, explained away the costume change. That was cool.
Yeah.
Like he did it for her,
Right.
Makes sense.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Or we could just say that Wally Wood hated the original costume and made a better one.
Right. Oh.
I like the yellow costume.
Yeah. I like them both.
But, you drove me off track.
That's what I do. That's why I'm here. You said you liked the book. Decent story.
Oh, yeah, you keep trying to say, well, you should have just used a different character. Let him use fucking Karen Page. Just don't let him try to tie into continuity.
Right.
Who gives a shit that she's dead now? Don't make it a love letter to her.
Have her still be alive.
No, we'll have her still be alive. Just, if he wants to tell a story from between the first 6 issues of Daredevil, fucking let him. Just don't pretend that he's trying to tie it into Kevin Smith's run or anything like that.
Right.
Just let him tell the fucking story.
That makes sense.
Without any of that fucking narration that was bullshit.
That makes sense. I bet maybe he's pals with Kevin Smith, though, and he was like, oh, you killed off Karen Page.
Maybe Kevin Smith is a huge Commando fan.
Yeah.
We know that.
Right.
Firestorm.
Right.
The Howie Long firefighter movie. Teen Wolf. Kevin Smith loves Teen Wolf.
Oh, I bet he does.
We know that for sure. So, I mean, yeah, they're probably friends.
Mm-hmm.
But, fuck that. I'm friends with you if you had, like, a successful but awful run on, Batman. And then, like, suddenly I got tapped to write a Batman miniseries. I'm not going to tie it into your run because I hated your run.
Right. Why? I worked so hard at that. Why did you hate it?
It was awful.
I stayed up long hours. Just going to school, working.
Well, honestly, I thought your choice of using Egghead as the main villain was bad.
But did you like how I tied the giant penny into Robin's first masturbatory experience?
It was funny, but unnecessary.
Fell a little flat.
Yeah,
right.
just a little flat. Yeah.
Penny fell a little flat.
Yeah,
that was cool. All right. Okay, so you hated the book. We've established that.
I hated the book.
No, I think I just got past it all because I don't remember or care about.
Right.
I haven't read Daredevil in like 15 years, probably.
Well, you're missing out.
Yeah, I've heard the Brubaker and the Bendis and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Don't know. I never read it.
They're quite solid, quite good, on par with Miller and Nesenti.
Wow.
Not on par with Warren Ellis, though.
His Daredevil?
Yes.
That'd be cool.
No, he wrote 2 issues of Daredevil.
Did he really?
Yeah, when he was wearing that black armor costume.
Oh, like the Scott McDaniel run, or
Post Scott McDaniel,
Really?
but pre return to.
Really?
Yeah, he wrote them under the pseudonym of Alan Smithy
Oh, did he?
because he fucking hated them.
I remember Harlan Ellison wrote a couple issues back in the 80s, too. That's kind of...
Well, Warren Ellis wrote them in the 90s, but you seem to confuse those 2 decades all the time anyway.
Yeah. Hey, it's a blur.
Yeah.
It's a blur.
Well, like the J.M. DeMatteis had a short run where he actually brought back the yellow costume in the mid-90s, which was a very good run.
I never even noticed that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. And Carl Kessel and Kerry Nord had a run for a while, which was a very lighthearted take on Daredevil, which I thought was really good. And Karen Page was actually in those. Still not enough to make her important or anything.
Was
like
she
that.
always the secretary? Or did she become something else?
Well, she became a porn star and then sold Daredevil's secret identity to the Kingpin at one point.
Really?
You said you read Born Again.
Like I said, 20 years ago, whatever.
Jesus.
Weed, man, weed. It was good weed. I don't remember shit.
Then, during the Carl Kessel Karen Nord run, she was like a radio DJ or something like that. But, I don't know. But that is when Foggy found out that Daredevil was Daredevil.
You mean Franklin? Franklin House?
Foggy. Call him Foggy.
He's insist on being called Foggy.
Yes.
He likes that.
He does indeed.
Tastes like chicken.
Yeah. Andy Diggle's run has just started, so I don't know if it's any good yet or not. But so far, it's been admirable. A good follow-up to Brubaker's run. Mm-hmm. So anyway, let's talk about the rest of Jeph Loeb's body of work.
Let me grab a beer first.
Do you want to take a break and come back and bash some Jeph Loeb?
There, let's do that.
All right.
That sounds good.
Forgiveness, I plead to you. I am down on my knees. I look around, there's only you in this stupid town, so I beg you, please.
Please what? Please no. You were
Okay, before we get back into anything,
Uh-huh.
I want to say that the song that you guys just heard is from the same guy who recommended this book to us, even though we'd both read the book in the past.
Oh, the lead singer of Coldplay. He
Yes.
played Yellow.
Yes. No. The song was by Brian John Mitchell.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, he sent us along one of his songs and said, "Hey, let's go ahead and throw it on a show."
It's nice. I like it.
So so if anything, at least cut out that part of our show and pass it along
Keep
to your
that.
friends. And,
Yeah, keep the good part.
yeah, and go out and buy his CDs and his mini comics and support him because he works hard at it.
He's a good guy.
He is.
Stand-up dude.
Indeed, and we are not good guys or stand-up dudes.
No, we're sitting down right now.
We are sitting down right now. We sit down for almost everything.
Whenever I can.
Yep. But one thing that I will not sit or stand for
Uh-huh.
is the work of Jeph Loeb post Daredevil Yellow. Or whenever it was that he went completely batshit insane.
What was the last one he did with Sale? Was it Captain America?
No.
And they never even did that, did they? They started it.
I don't think any of it has ever come out, has it?
I think there was a Zero.
A
Or something,
Zero issue?
something like that.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a full miniseries, but I don't think any of it has come out other than that.
Well, I gotta respect him for waiting until he's good again to do it. He's like the stuff I do with Tim Sale is when I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait till that comes back around, and
Yeah.
until then I'll write
So
ultimatum porn horror
Right.
comics.
So he, so what you're saying is that he did the Captain America White #0, and realized that he's just not there yet.
Yeah,
And so he's just
yeah.
kind of pulling back, waiting,
That's my theory.
ever waiting. When was the downfall?
I think it was issue 7 of Superman Batman.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that because I'm gonna say it was, if not before then, it was definitely issue 1 of Superman Batman.
I really liked this.
Oh man, I read the first issue of that, and because up to this point I said, hey, I like Jeph Loeb and I really like Ed McGuinness. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Apparently everything.
Oh, I think Ed McGuinness's art is like a major like point of that. Like I'd never even heard of Ed McGuinness until I picked that up.
Really,
Yeah,
really,
and I really dug it. Yeah.
really.
What did he do before that?
Superman with Jeph Loeb. Deadpool with Joe Casey.
Never read that.
Not Joe Casey, Joe Kelly. I did it myself. Fuck. Mr. Majestic with Joe Casey.
Well, I'd seen his art, just didn't know who he was. Never read anything that he drew. I liked that.
He's really good. I enjoy his art. I know a lot of people don't, but they can go fuck themselves.
He's got his own style.
I wouldn't say it's his own, but he's got a style.
Oh, he's recognizable.
He's recognizable.
Yeah, when I see it, I'm like, oh, there's Ed.
But it's definitely derivative in places.
Of who? I'm curious.
There's a little Art Adams in there, and there's...
Art Adams, really?
I'd say even go so far as to say there's just a smidge of Mignola in there. Some of the lines that he does. It's definitely a Joe Mad.
I could see the Joe Mad. That's the first one of those I'm on board with.
Yeah. Definitely American manga type style.
Yeah. But, like, tweaked.
Tweaked. Clean. I like it a lot. I think he's really good. But yeah, I would say, I think it's safe to say that Jeph Loeb, I would say 50% of any interest I've ever had in anything that he has ever done is usually in the artist.
Yeah.
He's worked with some fantastic artists. Ed McGuinness, Tim Sale, Art Adams, Carlos Pacheco, Frank Cho, not Michael Turner, not Ian Churchill, not David Finch, even though I know you like him.
Yeah, I don't love him, but I like him. I wish Jeph Loeb would do some amazing stuff again, because he's darned capable. Or at least, unless like a piece of his brain is actually gone.
Okay. So you think that it's starting with whatever Michael Turner issue of Superman Batman?
Actually, no. Number 7 was who was that? It was like Carlos Pacheco, was it?
No, that was Michael Turner.
No, it was the.
No, that was Michael Turner.
Was it?
That was the start of the Supergirl story.
You're right. I skipped those 2 because of the artwork,
Yeah.
and then I read the next story, which I think was it? It wasn't Pacheco. Was it? I can't remember who it was, but it was the like weird time travel story.
That was Pacheco.
Was it? Okay. Yeah, I didn't like that one. I just skipped I skip anything Turner does. I don't care who writes it.
Yeah.
But okay, I've refrained from making a joke. Okay. Yeah. So I think it was right after issue 6 of Superman Batman that I stopped liking him.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I didn't enjoy that first issue of Superman Batman, but had his son died at that point yet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Because when his son did die, he did like a short 6-page story, like a Superman story that was like dedicated to his son,
Right.
which I thought was really good. He did it with Tim Sale, and it was very sort of heart-wrenching and emotional. It was really good. But every straight superhero story that he's written since then,
Yeah.
or even before, because I don't know, what did he do after Daredevil Yellow?
Was it Hulk Gray? I think it was Hulk Gray.
Hulk Gray, and Spider-Man Blue as well.
I think so. I can't remember.
I think this came first before.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because why would I have only bought the one issue of Spider-Man Blue?
Don't know.
Exactly.
But yeah.
So did he go from that to just Superman Batman, I guess?
I think so. As far as I know.
So Superman Batman was the start of the downfall, him just writing these quote-unquote epic superhero stories and just going crazier and crazier as he goes. And there is a definite difference, I think, after his son died.
Oh, yeah.
To even those, which I didn't like anyway.
Oh, yeah. And I can't even imagine what that might do to a person.
Right.
I mean, that must be, like, seriously one of the worst experiences that you can witness.
He had to have been, he obviously was just devastated by that fact. And I know he took some time off, and, God bless him for getting through it and everything like that. But what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, well, like, when we call him a shitty writer or whatever, say his work is, like, deplorable.
Right.
Like, it's with respect, because we know he's capable of really good storytelling.
We've read the really good shit by him.
Yeah.
And we know he can do it. And... if it is something that, like, like when his son passed on, that, like, he just sort of, just went insane or something like that, just the grief overwhelmed him so much that all the goodness of his abilities, like, drained away with it.
Corroded, right. Yeah.
Right.
Like, Ultimatum is so dark and fucking bizarre. It's almost like...
Well, it's like everything that he's done post that is, like, just this... gore, apocalyptic, death as a joke, kind of.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Stardust by Fletcher Hanks.
Okay.
Just how bizarre and weird Ultimatum is. Like, just death everywhere and, like, vengeance and...
Like, to the point where it's a comedy.
Insanity, yeah.
I mean, fucking Blob eating the wasp. Saying it tastes like chicken. And then, I think Hank Pym eats the Blob after that?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I think he grows into Giant Man and bites the Blob's head off, I think.
I flipped through there, and after I saw the Taste Like Chicken part, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And all the, like, assassinations and tidal waves.
Yeah.
It was just bizarre.
Yeah. And death will have a profound effect on you, but, leave it out of your fun superhero comics.
Yeah.
And then leave the insanity aside as well.
I mean, maybe... Yeah, I can't believe he even came back at all. Like, I like if I had a kid and he died, I don't know if I'd ever work again. I'd probably be like some,
Well, you got
pill popping weirdo.
Yeah, but that's just your inability to move on.
That's true.
And Jeph Loeb's inability to move on is apparently or manifested as
poor writing.
Yeah. And saying poor writing is doing it great justice or something that I'm trying to say, but can't think of the exact words.
Maybe he needs Tim Sale to draw a graphic novel with him called Teen Wolf 3 and like just put him back on the map. Stellar. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Or, he could do what a lot of, artists and writers do when something deeply personal and powerful like that happens. He could maybe get his therapy through, telling a story that doesn't involve guys with underwear on side of their tights and capes.
Yeah.
He could maybe tell some sort of, even if it's fictional or not a biographical thing, some sort of personal, emotional thing that maybe gets all of that out.
Or at least helps him to move on.
Right. And not just taking it out on the fucking Wasp or, Ultimate, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Because, he should be good. He's done good things. And most of them have just been with Tim Sale.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, I think I've read one or two other things that have been good that weren't drawn by Tim Sale that he did.
It's weird that the Rolk stuff,
it
doesn't seem as, like, just fucking weird. It's just bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as, like, gnarly and, like, just
it's
random.
It's not dark or anything. Well, some of it's dark, but it's not.
It's just dumb.
Yeah, it's just, idiotic. And maybe that's just the thing. He doesn't want to tell, I don't know, stories with consequences or anything, even though Ultimatum had consequences for the other writers.
Yeah.
I'm sure Brian Bendis, loved knowing the fact that Jeph Loeb was going to pretty much ruin his, 130-plus issue run on Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah. But what the fuck do I know?
Yeah. We're just fans.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Jeph Loeb.
Do better.
You've got it in you.
You do.
So, go, approach this from another angle, buddy.
Yep. And, wait till you're better to finish up that Captain America story. Because, maybe that could be good.
Yeah, I wish him well.
We do. We do indeed.
I think I am going to read Hulk Grey.
Really?
Because we have the soft cover of that. It seems like that'd be fun.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell me if maybe that's where the downward slide started.
Like a couple weeks ago, I was looking through it, thinking of stuff to pick, and I almost chose Hulk Grey, and this was before you told me. I was like, oh, well, I won't choose it now, but I might actually just read it for fun sometime.
Fair. Well, speaking of Jeph Loeb, Superman, Batman, because we're gonna move on a little bit.
Oh,
a little bit.
Yeah.
I made a major life purchase yesterday.
Really?
Yes, I did. I've been dying to buy one for 3 years now, and I finally did it. I did it. I broke down, and I got me a brand new spanking PlayStation 3.
Ooh. That's a video game, right?
It is a video game system. It's much more than a video game system. It is a multimedia home entertainment system. Network, even. It's got the video game thing, of course, which I love video games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't talk about them a lot here on the show, but I do indeed love me some video game time. It's a Blu-ray player, so I can now buy Blu-rays. I'm moving along with the 21st century into the Blu-ray.
Good job.
And so, you buy a new system like this, whether it's a PlayStation, whether it's a 1985 version of Nintendo, you need something to go with it so that it's just not a piece of equipment just sitting in your room not doing anything.
It's like if you get something for Christmas that plays things, but you have nothing to play on it.
Right.
It's not really a cool Christmas present.
Exactly. So I got me a couple of games and a couple of Blu-ray discs.
Ooh. Blu-ray.
I got Grand Theft Auto 4, which of course was one of my first choices for video game for the system, because I love me the Grand Theft Auto games.
It's therapeutic and fun.
Yes, it is. Love killing me some hookers. Haven't done it yet in the game, but I'm not that far into it yet.
Just in real life so far.
Just in real life. Just it's what I do every Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Saturday night's draw night, Friday night's kill hooker night.
Yeah. Got a game called Assassin's Creed, which is so far pretty fun. Kind of a stealthy medieval action game. Also a lot of sci-fi elements into it. For Blu-rays, I got The Dark Knight, a movie which I've firmly established that I do not like.
Yeah, well, of course.
Of course.
Why else would you buy it?
Well, I have almost every other Batman movie on DVD. And if you're going to buy a Blu-ray movie on, or a Blu-ray disc, might as well get, The Dark Knight. I mean, it's practically what the format was invented for.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Super high definition.
I thought it was porn.
Oh, no. No. Because porn backed HD DVD.
Oh, did they?
Yes, they did.
Really?
Yeah. A move that pretty much was going to spell the end of Blu-ray, but then somehow never followed through.
Oh, so they went with Blu-ray. Porn did?
No.
They did go with HD.
Porn went with HD DVD.
Really?
Yeah. That was going to be the death knell for Blu-ray.
Huh. So how come, I thought they always kind of followed suit with whatever the porn industry.
Usually.
Strange.
The way porn goes, that's the way the industry goes.
Wow, they're
It
not
happened
in
with
charge of
VHS and, yeah. Well, really, when you think about it, why buy a porn HD DVD when I can get it for fucking free on the internet?
Would it be in high definition, though?
Who cares? It's porn.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you really want to see all the zits on some porn star's ass in high def? At least in standard def, they're kind of blurry.
I don't really want to see the porn star zits.
Yeah, I really don't want to see anything porn star in high def.
Yeah.
I don't need crisp, clear clarity for any of that.
Right, yeah. I just always jerk off to the opening sequence to Under Siege when that girl pops out of the cake. I don't even do real porn anymore. I just rated R movies on VHS.
That's pretty lame, but I guess I've desensitized myself to stuff like that. So, though Erica Laniak,
That's her name?
Oh yeah,
The Playboy model.
Oh yeah. She was also Ellie Mae in the Beverly Hillbillies movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You know some stuff.
I do know some stuff. None of it interesting or good.
Well, that's why we have the show.
Yeah, it's true. But anyway, another Blu-ray that I bought, the cheapest one that Best Buy had that I thought, well, I kind of want to see that. Superman, Batman, Public Enemies.
Why would you buy that?
I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And like I said, it was the cheapest DVD or Blu-ray that Best Buy had for that I actually had an interest in watching. Yeah.
Sweet. I'd kind of like to see it.
I kind of would too. I flipped through it yesterday. I was testing out all the PS3 capabilities and everything like that, and popped it in and flipped around through some chapters, and there was some great Jeph Loeb lines in it.
Oh.
Like Superman punching Lex Luthor through a wall and saying, "You've been impeached."
Yeah, I saw that on the commercial. Is there like any behind the scenes footage or commentary tracks with Jeph Loeb?
I don't know. I don't think so.
That'd be interesting.
Interesting, maybe. Worthwhile? Probably not.
Well, that's cool.
And man, that thing has got like a ton of other shit. Like you can rent things. Like you can rent movies
On your
on the PS3.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't even have to leave in it. Then nothing is mailed to you. It's
Nope.
like on there.
It's on there.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you do have to download it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Although Netflix is also affiliated with the PS3, and they can send you a disc, and what that disc allows you to do is to watch any Netflix movie streaming on your PS3.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Isn't YouTube hooked up with them too?
YouTube? Well, no, not really. But
No.
I mean, they have a link from the PS3 homepage or whatever.
I thought I saw that on this
And
menu.
Twitter. Which you can follow us at Twitter at guttertrash_net.
On your PS3.
On your PS3 or anywhere else. Preferably anywhere else.
Yeah.
But I love my new PS3. It's awesome.
Congratulations.
I've got a big fanboy boner all day.
Oh, you've been playing video games all day?
Not all day. I did some coloring today.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that I got that done before I spent the rest of my day just playing video games.
That's admirable.
Yeah.
Wow, you had a total nerd day. You colored a drawing.
Yeah.
You played video games.
Yeah.
And then recorded a podcast.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I live the lifestyle of a 13-year-old with the good job.
Yeah. That's good. Good job. Good job. I mean, like, literally.
Yeah.
Good job there.
Until I lose my job, and then, I'm just going to...
That'd be bad.
Yeah, then I'm just going to live my life like a 13-year-old with absolutely no money and spiraling debt.
Yeah. Wow, that would suck.
Yeah.
Have debt when you're 13.
So pray for me, everybody. Yeah. Pray that I keep my job so I can keep up this nerdy lifestyle. This nerdy, lonely, desperate, geeky lifestyle.
Man, I'm bummed. I am bummed. So I thought you were about to say that was your movie pick. Was the Public Enemies?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all. Yeah, I guess I should probably mention that then, huh? What movie I want to watch.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, I was just saying that, we spent all, the past 2 hours talking about Jeph Loeb.
And how much you hate him.
Right, and how much his Superman, Batman stuff is awful, and how I ran out and bought his movie for the first Blu-ray that I'm ever going to own.
Yeah. It makes perfect sense.
Perfect. In my head, somewhere in there, the logic is flawless. Spoken out loud, it's flawed like you wouldn't believe.
You're just balancing your karma,
I guess so, maybe.
You're like, I deserve to be able to shit on him,
if I buy his stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, hey, if this movie's awful, at least I can go sell it to GameSwap.
That's true.
Probably get, a pretty chunk of change for it.
Yeah. They buy the Blu-rays, too.
Oh, yeah. That's where I bought The Dark Knight for $10.
Oh, cool.
They treat me well there.
Yeah.
They treat me well there.
They're good fellas.
They're good fellas.
GameSwap at the Woodland Plaza.
Do you know their address?
It's in the Woodland Plaza. It's right next to Mavericks Comics, located at 2312 East Dorothy Lane. Where trade paperbacks and graphic novels always 25% off.
Fantastic. All right, so the movie I'm going to pick is a movie I've been wanting to watch for years now. I've never seen it. You may have seen it, I don't know for sure. I've actually owned this movie for exactly 1 year.
Exactly.
Well, not exactly. I got it for Christmas last year and have yet to watch it.
Okay.
So I'm picking it. We're going to watch it. I hope it's good. I've been dying to see this for years. Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
I have.
All right.
Back when I used to smoke weed a lot. So I can't remember.
So you can't remember any of it. So it's almost like you haven't seen it.
I think there's a sword and maybe some snow. That's all I remember.
Okay. Well, that could be any number of movies.
Kill Bill. I'm thinking of Kill Bill.
There was some swords and some snow in there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting.
This is like the extended director's cut, so I think it may be like 4 hours long.
Wow, really?
So we may have to do this next Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. All right, then. So I think we're done bashing Jeph Loeb, and
that was it was 2 hours of bashing Jeph Loeb.
Yeah.
And like we've said 1,000 times, we do love him.
Yeah, he's good, and
come back to us, Jeff.
Yeah, come back. Come back to being good. And I think maybe with this episode, this is it. This is our quota. We're never going to talk about Jeph Loeb ever again.
Let's do that.
All right.
Until he does something really good and we review it.
Exactly. All right. Or we don't have to review it if we just wound up reading it. And it's awesome. We'll just talk about it. Other than that, this is it. This is our last mention of Jeph Loeb ever again on this show. Pinky swear.
All right. Here we are.
We're doing
pinky
it.
Swearing.
Pinky swearing. Okay. Jeph Loeb.
Jeph Loeb.
Jeph Loeb.
Jeph Loeb. Jeph Loeb.
Jeph Loeb.
Jeph Loeb. 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 Loeb.
Jeph Loeb. Goodbye.
Gutter Trash can be downloaded at www.guttertrash.net iTunes, Podcast Alley, and Feedburner. You can also find us at myspace.com/guttertrash_net, seanborn.net, and buyerbewarecomics.blogspot.com. Contact us at eric@guttertrash.net or jason@guttertrash.net. Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. We'll see you next time.